and let's go to the newsmaker line. And as I bring you up here, Dr. Jason West, my sad job to tell you, all guests on the program are not eligible to win tickets to see Gladys Knight. So I'm really sorry about that.
Well, doggone it. Discrimination.
See, and I'm sitting here, I cannot tell you, when I started reading the article and everything that happens with you, Jason West is a fourth-generation owner of the West Clinic in Idaho, so he's been around a while. And before we get to the specifics about your thoughts on breakfast, you believe in a holistic approach to health. Now, in holistic, does that mean everything, like medical things and alternative things you can do, and integrative things like exercise and diet? What is holistic health to you?
Well, holistic means exactly like you said. You just want to look at the whole body. One of the problems that we have in healthcare is, if you're above the diaphragm, you see an internal medicine specialist. Below the diaphragm, you see a gastroenterologist.
Yep.
I think we've lost sight of the fact that someone needs to be looking at the whole person, how they're doing physically, what they're eating, how they're exercising, what their emotions are. And when you put that together, it really helps people to recover and get healthy.
Well, one of the things here about getting healthy, this new study that's out, Doc, look, I'm overweight. Right now, I'm probably about 50 pounds overweight. I was like 90 pounds overweight. I lost about 70 of it, and then 3.5 years ago, I had a kidney transplant, and that's going great, but it's really hard for me to keep the weight off now because I can't do things that I did then, like HCG. I can't do the keto diet because my new body, my new system won't accept me doing that. I need to lose it low and steady instead of in large quantities, and it's hard to do. So when I see something that's going to help me lose weight, I really look at it. Eating a big breakfast burns more calories? Is this right?
Well, and the answer is a big fat maybe. And I'm not trying to be vague. It's just, you read stuff in the health literature, and one expert says one thing on the spectrum, another says on another. But I really like this journal that came out of the hormone and metabolism group that says if you get a good calories in your stomach sooner, it helps versus having the same amount of calories later. And if you think about that logically, like this kind of lines up, because when do you need energy? You need it when you start your day and you get going. It's kind of like you want to fill your car up with gas initially.
Yeah.
In America, we have it wrong. We're adding all of this food at the end of the day because most of the time people's biggest meal or their best meal is at dinner, and then no one's really going out and doing a bunch of physical activity, exercise at night.
Yep.
So what does the body do? It stores it up.
Yep.
It's waiting for the rainy day, and I think it's a bad habit when you start storing food up, and then if you've trained your body to not eat in the morning, the body's going to go into this, bear hibernation mode where it's like, okay, we got to save up energy because we're going to be starving in the morning, and then what happens is you're always storing it up.
Yeah, now, and if you eat that way day after day, your body really does learn your patterns, right? I mean, it's almost like training an animal or something. I mean, your body learns, okay, in the morning when we're going to really need it, we've got to store this up because he's not going to be giving us enough.
Well, exactly. And as weird as it sounds, one of the keys to metabolism and weight loss is to decompress or de-stress your body. And if you think about what we're doing, some people are addicted to stress, and it makes them gain weight. So here's the example. If you walk outside and you see a bear, a snake, a tarantula, your body, your pupils should constrict, your breathing should go up, your heart rate should go up. You have that fight or flight response. And to run away or you fight the thing that's in front of you. And a lot of people, they have to manufacture, they're so tired, they have to manufacture stress. So we get addicted to either irritating our body or to drama or to stress or relationship. I mean, some people manufacture some type of stress to get that adrenaline, and your body cannot tell the difference between a bear, a snake, a tarantula, or skipping a meal, or having a difficult relationship, or something like that. And it's really a body's cry for energy. But a lot of people, we're manufacturing stress in the morning so that we can get through the day, and then we're rewarding ourselves when the stress is gone by eating a lot at night, and then the body just stores it up. And it's harder to get to stored energy than it is to get new energy, which means once you have it on your system, your body's natural inclination is to say, hey, let me go get some sugar, let me go get some carbs or something like that. They'll use that first. It's harder to retrain your body to go use your fat reserves And so you're just holding on to everything, and we're accidentally creating a system where we're just storing it up. I call it the bear hibernation mode. We're body's thinking that we're going to hibernate, even though we don't do that.
You know, this is really interesting to me. I mean, really interesting. We're talking to Dr. Jason West, and before I forget, if you want to find out more about him, first of all, Caleb will upload this interview to our site. You go to WOWO.com, find the Pat Miller Program, and our newest podcasts are first. This one will be up there about 5 minutes after Dr. West and I finish talking. You can also find out more at westcliniconline.com. That's westcliniconline.com. I'm really intrigued by the things that you say, though, about stress. So, I mean, and that makes sense because I have some natural, I'll call it natural good stress in the morning. You know, you get up and I need to get to the pool to do my therapy, and then I need to drive to work, so I'm dealing with traffic, and then I need to get to my desk either, you know, at my office or here at the station, and then getting the show put together and all that. So I could be burning off calories if I had, you know, a fairly decent breakfast, but if I load myself with an 8-ounce ribeye and garlic mashed potatoes and whatever else, and then a dessert at dinner, and then just plop down to watch a Cubs game, I'm doing it all backwards.
You're exactly right. And the key to basically health and to getting your body into optimal range and stuff like that is to get your body on a system. You know, go to bed at the same time, try to get up at the same time. You want to eat healthy and alive foods. So when you sit down to eat, there should be some yellow, some green, some yellow, and it needs to be plant matter. You know, it can't be Skittles or Starburst or M&Ms. It needs to be something that actually grew. And if you can do that, and you want to have the reserves in your body when you need the most energy. And the reason why so many people are skipping breakfast and just kind of, and a lot of times people say, well, I don't feel like eating in the morning. Well, that's because we've trained your body to be that way. You've trained it to be that way.
Sure.
But if you have reserves in your body when you need the energy, what happens is it'll use the energy that's in your stomach, in your gastrointestinal system, and you won't have that propensity to store it up like you do at night. I mean, we're eating backwards.
A lot of what you're talking about, probably it's in the article, it's included in this one thought, diet-induced thermogenesis, which is, okay, how much energy is it going to take to process the meal? And that ability is higher in the morning than it is at night. So I'm almost denying my body the ability to really take care of itself by starving myself in the morning and then loading me up at night.
Well, I think you're absolutely right. And there's some wonderful literature and things that really help for your body to chew up inflammation and fat and stuff by doing intermittent fasting. But most of the time people are doing it wrong. Like, we should be fasting at night and not in the morning. I mean, we should be having a healthy small meal at night and having a really nice protein and fat and carbohydrate consumption in the morning. And the reason why most people don't do it is they would rather sleep than eat. And so we set up this catch-22, this difficult system for the body to be healthy, because we're like, oh, I'd rather, have another 15 or 20 minutes in bed before having to get up earlier. But if you do it, the dividends that you pay, it's just fantastic. I mean, your body's like a bank. If you put in a nice deposit in the morning, then you don't go into debt throughout the day.
Well, Dr. West, this might be your most favorite interview you'll ever do, because if you're looking for somebody who's willing to eat instead of sleep, I'm your guy. So let me ask you one last question, because it came up in my head when we were talking, and I'm curious. Okay, so if I have this nice, large, hefty breakfast, not gorging it, not stupid, but a very nice breakfast, and if I'm going to go really lean or else fast at night for dinner, should lunch be somewhere between the two?
It should. And again, what I recommend for people, I get asked every day, what should be putting in my system? And I tell them, just kind of visualize, you want to eat as a hunter-gatherer, the caveman diet. I mean, that applies to most people. Now that you've had a kidney transplant, it may not be the best thing to do for you because of your protein levels and
right.
your glomerular filtration rate and stuff. But that being said, caveman didn't have time to plant a field of carbohydrates and come back and eat some cake or pancakes or Twinkies or donuts or anything like that. It was
right.
meats, it was fruits, it was vegetables, and you want to have a reasonable meal. I mean, portion control is really important in metabolism. You want a reasonable meal, in the morning. You want a little bit smaller lunch, a smaller dinner. And one of the things that we've got to get away from is this bad teachings that we're getting from the Depression era where, okay, when you sit down to eat, you should eat everything on your plate. Like I tell parents every day, when you get full, stop eating.
Dr. Jason West, and you can find out more about him at westcliniconline.com. I just went to it. You can see Dr. West, and you can see different subjects you could like to click through, like chronic fatigue or supplements or Lyme disease, chronic pain. You can click through and find out a lot of that. Dr. West, for your time today, thank you so very much. This has been very helpful, if to nobody else, at least to me, but thanks so much.
Pat, you're welcome. Thanks for having me. Have a great day.
Podcasts by Federated Media.